Alright, welcome back to another day in the Matrix with Shannon here, Matrix Source Player. Today's topic, which is going to be called Slow Down. Just slow down. You know, I'm noticing that everybody's just going a little too fast and not paying attention to the moment. They're letting life get to you. So, again, today's topic is slow down. And the reason I came to this conclusion was because the wife and I the other day, we were going do our shopping and marketing as we usually do. And as usual, I see people walking with their cell phones buried in their face, head down, walking across the street, no care for nothing, no care for being in your path. People walking down, staring at the sidewalk, you know, but even without the cell phone. Just looking sad and, you know. Then no sooner do I see that, I hear cars honking at each other, which is a normal thing here. But honking and yelling at each other like, where do you gotta go that's so important that you gotta create chaos? Not just in their life, but in everybody else's as well. Now, granted, these could be NPCs, the backdrops. You got the co-star, which is the source player, just like the movie, and then you got your co-stars. So everybody around that you see not necessarily has a soul. It's important to recognize that. You know, there's a little bit of judgment, but I'm not trying to judge them. I'm just trying to bring awareness to you that the world is just going quicker and quicker and quicker and more chaotic. As I mentioned, like, people are just rushing, you know. Where are you going in such a hurry? Where? Life's too short for that kind of chaotic behavior, especially for source players. And I hope that we're not doing that. You know, it's like, just be happy within, because without it, it ain't gonna make a difference. You need to just stop, evaluate, and realize there's nowhere that important to be, unless it's an emergency. That's different. But I mean, like, if you're just rushing to beat the light, or rushing just to make that extra 30 seconds, you know, it's not just about you. We're all here as one. We're all here to share this place, this stage. So we got to be more courteous and mindful to everything and everybody in this game. You know, don't let the ego get in the way, because it likes to do that. It likes to get in the way and, you know, stop you from doing this, stop you from doing that, or acting a certain way, or you know, it's me or nothing. No, no, no. Be mindful. Be courteous. If you're unhappy, then go in within and find out why. Like this cell phone thing, it's just, I'm not trying to pick on people, but we got better things to do than stare at a cell phone buried in there when and there's kids with them sometimes and they're not even paying attention to their kids. Like, why? Life's too precious for that kind of garbage. You know, it takes 1 second to not pay attention, and boom, you get hit, your kids get hit, you know? So, but, you know, it just reminded me, the reason I'm thinking of all this is because the chaotic life that you live is to, you know, get to work, gotta get on time, or my boss can get mad at me. It goes back to the other videos, right? Just like keep you busy, keep you busy, keep you on a prioritized timeline. You know, you gotta make that mortgage payment. You gotta buy groceries for your kids. You gotta pay the car insurance. You gotta do this. It never stops. That's the point I'm trying to make. We've buried ourselves in so much debt sometimes. That's all you're living for now. You forgot how to be happy. You forgot how to enjoy this matrix. Is my life always perfect? No, of course not. I'm challenged with a lot of stuff. Just for example, I spent an hour trying to get this video to work. Again, the time delay thing is happening again, but it's frustrating. I want to, yell out and say the F word sometimes, but I stop myself, It's frustrating. But again, back to the moral of the story. If you're working all your time away just to pay for a house and cars and feed the kids and this and the vacation houses and the vacations and this and that and that, it's just so at the end of the day you can be miserable. That doesn't make sense, does it? There's a quote floating around, and a lot of people are going to get mad at this. A certain group is putting out, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Well, think about that. If you had nothing to rush for, if you didn't have to kill yourself working all your life to pay for this, pay for that, pay for cars, this and that, would you not be happy? Because it wouldn't even be a part of the life anymore. I gave everything up myself. See, when you take this journey, you lose everything. Not just materialism, but your belief system and your thought process. It's all gone. It wasn't until I gave up everything that I truly, truly realized, wow, I am happy, happier than I was, because the rat race that we go through is too much. It's too much. We put ourselves in these predicaments all the time. We think we need a better car, we need better clothes, we need pay for college. I said all this in the prior videos, but it goes with what people are going around like a maniac. Just take less, accept less, but it's actually more. You might feel, well, geez, if I have to rent, you're never going to stop paying rent. I heard that all the time. I've always rented. I never owned. I was about to buy the place I was at. But self made me realize, no, because you'll be in debt for 25 to 30 years. And that scared me. I'm like, oh, hell no. And then my car was kind of conking out, my second car. Now I needed a third car. It was costing me more just to keep that poor thing going, because it was just, by the end, it was an awesome car, but at the end, it was just a bucket of rust that needed repaired. It never stops. Gas prices to the roof. Repairs to the roof. Maintenance. Change the tires. I mean, that's just one thing. That's not even your mortgage or groceries or clothing. When I left my other life, by then I already knew what the Matrix was, and I was doing all that I needed to do, removing all the low frequency things. I was already doing that. But it wasn't, I needed to do one more. I needed to leave the town I was in and go to a new whole town, new whole province, and start fresh. Because I had to remove the old script. Otherwise, it just keeps going and going and you can't get rid of it. So you need to start fresh. So the wife and I just gave, well, everything in my place I gave, put it at the front curb. I said, no, this is not about selling it. I should have made a few extra bucks as well. But it was more about letting go. Letting go. You know, now I'm working on a new, I don't want to call it a career, but a new passion. Making jewelry, stuff like that. I'm doing wax carving at the moment and enjoying it, loving it. It's frustrating at times as well, but you know, and then I'm going to get them casted and sell, or put them into silver, and then I'm going to, you know, start selling it. But I had to find a new hobby, but it turns out something I really love to do, and it's turning out great. It's very slow because it's, you know, time consuming to financially get every little piece of tools you need to do the job. But the moral of the story is you really, really need to reflect within. You know, don't be the victim, because that is low frequency. You know, by saying, oh, I work my butt off and nothing's working and I'm not, you know, getting where I should be or want to be. That's a victim mentality. You want to not be there. You know, every problem has a solution. It's a fact, because cause and effect. Everything's duality, remember? So, don't be a victim. Stop getting ahead of yourself. By getting ahead of yourself, it's just causing you to create more of this chaos. Just slow down. Just slow down. I know it's hard. Trust me. Worrying about this, worrying about that. I used to do it myself, and I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, I want to be free. Freedom comes with a price, yes. That means you got to be willing to give up everything that it takes to get the job done. Especially as a source player, man, you just, you know, I used to have tons and tons and tons of gold because I had gold fever. You know, I always had this jewelry thing in me, so it's kind of funny that I'm into it now, but not gold. It's silver now. But before I had gold fever, man, that's all I lived for. Go to every place to find jewelry and wear them all on my fingers, and eventually I had to stop. I sold them all. Lost tons of money because of it, but I had to stop because I had to break that addiction. You know what I mean? I wasn't looking like a certain character on TV that with tons and tons of jewelry, because I don't know if you're allowed to say names here, but you know who I'm talking about. I pity the fool. I'm just becoming like that. It's too much. So, you know, I had to let it go. You know, now that I'm thinking, you need to find something that you love doing, first of all, whether it be your job. If you hate your job, my gosh, it's gonna torture you. Like, I've had a lot of passions for certain things, a lot of things on the stage. I mentioned them before, but you know, and if you don't enjoy them, it's going to be a nightmare. I enjoyed what I did, except I didn't like when I would work for people and they just push you, you know, work, more and more, come in, work. Nah. I always chose the stressful jobs. It was like just beating my system down, and it wasn't worth it. So you got to find something in your life, like take photography or nature walks or weightlifting or something that you're passionate about, that you've maybe even thought as a kid of doing and you never pursued it. Just do it. Pick it up and do it. If money's tight, then find something that's, free to do. Doesn't always have to be about money. Because there's a very important lesson here. When you came in, you owned nothing. You're going to leave owning nothing. So what's the point of owning anything? What's the point? Need the best of the best. See, this is why they have Hollywood. Because they want you to want to be like them. They make you think that you can just go and buy 10 Ferraris, or you can buy 10 houses on the beach. But when they get unplugged from the Matrix, do they take it with them? No. Are you going to be able to? No. So what's the point of killing yourself? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what works. For me, being that this is my vlog, to document it. But anybody that's willing to take, the time to accept what I'm saying, I'm telling you, it wasn't until I gave every last thing up. The condo that I was living in, the car. It eliminated payments. It eliminated all kinds of things. That I'm like, I was so used to being programmed to do it, pay, that one day I'm like, oh, holy crap, I don't even have to do that anymore. Of course, we got to pay rent now. We pay our rent. Everything is included. But no car payments, no insurance, no maintenance, no this, no that, no house payments. Mortgages are going to double, triple. There's a reason for that. As I told you in the last video, doesn't it seem weird that everything that they're doing to you is shedding, whether it be possessions, belief systems? Yes, I was frustrated too with the system. I'm like, this is garbage. But then it occurred to me, they're doing what we're supposed to be doing anyway as Source players, because it's wake up time. So just evaluate your life and see where you can fine tune it so that you become happy. Because as a Source player, we're not supposed to be miserable. If you're here miserable, I get frustrated a lot, trust me. Always something trying to stop me from doing these videos. They don't want the truth out there. So they do anything to provoke me to just give it up. Just stop doing it. But I'm not going to, because I'm driven. I will not let anything stop it. If I want to achieve something and I really want to believe in it, that it's going to be the right thing to do, then I'm going to push it no matter what happens, like it or not. So, there's going to be events coming. I'm sure everybody's heard about it. The lunar. Should be fun times. March 25th to the April 8th is going to be the lunar eclipse. Some huge energies. So, I don't know. Look it up. As I mentioned before, this is the last time of looping. There will be no more looping. This is it. We've had all the chances to redo it, redo it, redo it. And then, yeah, we keep falling in the same trap. I as well did. Until now. You know, I just live life slow now. I won't budge for nothing. Because I need to enjoy my life as well. I'm courteous to everybody around me. I gotta be, you know, go along with the system too. You just can't run over people and get out of my way, you know. I'm the star here, get out. Don't be like that. Be humble. Be a humble source player. Don't push your status on anybody. Don't think you're better than anybody. But do better for yourself. Find what makes enjoyment in your life. For me, it's starting to be these videos because I wish I did them a long time ago. It might reach some people. I'm hoping it reaches a lot of souls. But I can't help if the rhythm doesn't allow it. Because the Matrix is going to make sure that it doesn't happen. Just like now, I can tell that the resolution is not matching. But you know what? I tried so many times this morning, about 10 times, to make a video, and I'm just going to go with it. It's the message behind it that matters. Until I figure out what the problem is. But I told you, the Matrix will do anything to stop you from achieving what you want. And sometimes it's self. Because self's like, I know what's better for you than you. You are self. So your self is protecting you at all costs. It will, you wouldn't believe how far it'll go to stop you from doing harm to yourself. It'll go to any length. So be very careful. And subconscious too. I wanted to talk about the subconscious mind. Which you're creators as source players. You're creators. I mean, every day I'm sometimes like, wow, that just happened. I say something and then boom, it just happens within seconds, minutes, sometimes, maybe a day later. I create. My words create. My thoughts create. So be very careful, because what your subconscious mind is programmed to do is to follow your words and your thoughts. Be very careful with that one, because you're creating your reality. Remember that. Every moment you're creating your reality. Think long and hard for what you wish for. I'll tell you that. You know, going back to this shedding of materialism, I just thought of something. You know, you could start by, you know, if you have a house or a garage and it's full of stuff you're never going to use, put up, you know, garage sale or donate it to the Goodwill so somebody else can use it, you know. Because I'll tell you something, the more you have, and this is a fact, the more energy you're needing to create to have all this stuff. Let me repeat that. The more stuff you have is costing you more energy to have. See, think about it like this. You have a bank account. So at the end of the day, All the extra money you have, you go make a deposit to your bank account. And you do this every day. One day you're going to have tons of money in there. In this case, energy. If you think about it along those lines, it's kind of similar. So every day you're going to make a deposit. What you didn't use, you're going to deposit and save it and save it and save it. But in this case, it's energy. Think of it that way. At the end of your day, you need to be in a surplus, not a minus. You need to fill up your battery. So your battery is your bank account. Fill it up. If you're using it recklessly, spending it, money or energy, it's going to be gone. Your bank account, aka battery, will be empty. Last time I checked, if your car didn't have gas and it was empty, it ain't going anywhere, is it? Choice is yours. I'm just here trying to point things out as I see them now. You know, I want to do my own topics and stuff, but the first, bit of videos, that was the rules. But what I find myself doing, and it's up to you, but I find whatever you don't use in energy, you put it back in your battery, your bank account, if you will, your own personal bank account within, because you will need it. You cannot go to the next level with an empty bank account. In this case, battery. Keep that in mind. It has to have energy in it, and it has to be a certain amount of energy in there. Pretty much full. So don't make too many withdrawals by worrying, getting mad. And like I said, I too sometimes get caught in that rat race. But then I try to retrieve what I just lost. You can do it. So, with that being said, I'll let it go for now. And real wealth is health, your energy, and your frequency. That's real health, not materialism, not your house, your cars, your boats, your offshore accounts, whatever. I doubt many source players are in that predicament. We're usually in the middle. We're not on the lowest, we're not in the highest. But sometimes people creep up to the higher wealth as materialism. But real wealth is your health, because without that, nothing else is going to matter. Your energy, because without that, really, you got nothing either. And your frequency, and that's a must. So all three of those things put together are going to create a powerful life for yourself. So I'll leave those thoughts for you to ponder on. You can take it, you can leave it, that's fine. I'm only trying to help, as I was helped in this journey. So, be the greatest version of yourself now and right now. See you soon.